in his own programme notes this evening, I've just seen them sent on there, he's talked about, I think the phrase that he used was, ambition can take you to dark places, and how the job he's tried to do has been a difficult one. He acknowledges that, but he basically says in his legacy, he believes, is the pathways for younger players, the structures within the team. He refers under 15 all the way through to international team, and that he feels he will have left a group of young players who will be ready to go and do well in international football. Do you think that will be his legacy, Richard?
If he was employed as the director of football, well, then that would have been his job, and that's what you would have been expecting him to do. But as the senior manager, that's what he has to do, is look after the first team and look after the first team's results. There's people in place to develop young Irish players, and they're coming through. He's given a lot of players their debuts, 26, 27 players. And he's also retired maybe 6 or 7 players, maybe a little bit too soon, that could have been around the group to try and help develop the younger players coming through. Because it's not all about being a really good footballer. It's about mentality, and it's about having experience and playing a lot of games and understanding what it takes to win international games. And I felt that he got rid of certainly people like Shane Long and other players of that sort of area. He probably got rid of them too early. Not to be the first name on the team sheet, but to be involved in the squad, to be able to help the younger players coming through. And I think if you're talking about legacies, I don't see like him putting in place a development group from under 15 all the way up to the first team as his job. His role was to get us to qualify for tournaments, to get us closer to competing in groups. And for me, that's what it'll be remembered for. Is it's been a poor couple of years or 3 years that he's overseeing. And yeah, players have come through. They would do naturally anyway. The main thing that me, you and Damien and other fans will look at is we've not been to a tournament. We've not got close to competing in groups, and that's...
Is Richard being fair there, Damien, on his legacy?
I think so. I mean,
if a manager comes in and there's a great crop of young players and we qualify for the next tournament, will somebody not say, you know what, Stephen Kenny gave all these lads their break, I mean, brought them in, and now we're benefiting from
the new manager is going to come in and play a system that suits the players that we have. Ultimately, when you look, Stephen Kenny took over a team that was ranked 34th in the world, and I think we're now ranked 58th. So that's a huge drop over his tenure, and I don't think that was worth the price of blooding all the young players. Mentioned Shane Long, Darren Randolph was here with us, Jeff Hendricks. I'm not saying all these players had to play, but you need to keep a nucleus of a squad that have won international matches, that have qualified for major tournaments. Keep them in there to get the mentality right. If you get too many young players in there, can lack direction, and they have looked like they've lacked direction in the last number of years. So while the secondary part of Stephen's job might entail the pathway and the path from the 15s to the senior team, there's a director of football in charge of the FAI. I'm pretty sure he would have had a huge hand in that. Stephen's ultimate job, was to win games of football and progress the national team. And when you look, the bare-faced fact is that 34th in the world to 58th, not progression.